The legend of the unseen guardian. My dad is the supreme Archmage. In a world where magic isn't just a myth, but a source of absolute power, there lived a man who looked remarkably ordinary. His name was Arthur, a quiet, humble bookstore owner who spent his days dusting old shelves and making tea for his young daughter, Alara. To the neighbors, Arthur was just a devoted single father, perhaps a bit too clumsy and far too soft-spoken. But behind that gentle smile lay a secret that could shake the foundations of the heavens. Arthur was, in fact, the supreme Archmage, the most powerful sorcerer to ever walk the earth. Years ago, after reaching the pinnacle of magic, he grew weary of the endless wars and the thirst for blood. So, he vanished. He sealed his godlike powers behind 7 mystical layers and chose the life of a commoner, all to give his daughter a normal, peaceful childhood. The awakening of the storm. Everything changed on Alara's 16th birthday. In this world, every teenager undergoes a mana awakening ceremony. Most people rank as commoners or low-tier mages. But when Alara touched the awakening stone, the sky turned a deep, bruised purple. Thunder shook the city, and the stone shattered into a million glowing shards. The High Council of Magic was stunned. Alara hadn't just awakened, she possessed a divine-grade affinity. News traveled fast. Dark guilds, ancient cults, and power-hungry lords all realized the same thing. Whoever controlled this girl controlled the future of the world. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the quiet bookstore was surrounded. A group of elite shadow assassins, hired by the ruthless Bloodcrest sect, burst through the windows. They didn't even look at Arthur. To them, he was just a weak human in the way. "Leave the girl and die quickly," their leader hissed, his blade glowing with dark energy. Arthur didn't run. He didn't scream. He slowly set down his teacup. The clink of the porcelain against the saucer sounded like a cannon blast in the silent room. "I gave up the throne," Arthur said, his voice dropping to a frequency that made the very air vibrate. "I gave up the glory. But I will never let you take her." The Archmage returns. With a single snap of his fingers, the first seal broke. A golden shockwave erupted from Arthur, vaporizing the assassin's weapons instantly. The shadows were burned away by a light so pure it blinded them. For the first time in a decade, the Supreme Archmage was back. The story follows the dual lives of the father and daughter. Alara is sent to the Royal Magic Academy to learn how to control her massive power, unaware that her boring dad is the one secretly protecting her from the shadows. When a legendary fire dragon is summoned to destroy the school, Arthur, accidentally, trips and spills a bucket of water that, somehow, turns into a massive tsunami spell that douses the beast. When the dean of the academy, a world-renowned sage, tries to bully Alara, he finds himself unable to cast a single spell, trapped in a silent, anti-magic zone, created by a man sitting on a nearby bench, reading a newspaper. The ultimate sacrifice and revelation. As the series progresses, the threats grow larger. The god of the underworld begins to stir, seeking Alara's soul to complete his resurrection. The finale leads to a massive battle where the entire world's military is defeated. Finally, Arthur can no longer hide. To save his daughter, he must break the final seventh seal. Doing so means he will lose his human form and become a being of pure energy, wandering the astral planes forever. In a breathtaking climax, Arthur stands alone against an army of demons. He turns to Alara, who is crying, finally realizing who her father truly is. "Always remember, Alara," he whispers, his body beginning to glow with the light of 1,000 suns. "Being a mage is about power, but being a human is about who you protect." With one final, ultimate spell, the Archmage's judgment, he wipes the darkness from the world. As the dust settles, the bookstore stands empty, but Alara is safe. She becomes the new guardian of the realm, carrying her father's legacy, knowing that somewhere, in the whispers of the wind and the glow of the stars, her dad is still watching over her.